He cornered me in the hallway after Sunday dinner, smiling too wide, leaning too close, voice dripping sweet rot. You know, if you ever get tired of being alone, you could try someone like me. I recoiled, laughed, thought it was a joke. But then he grabbed my wrist. I'm serious. My name is Ava, and from wherever you're watching this, stay with me. Because have you ever had your entire family turn on you in one breath? Over a lie so filthy, you could barely even defend yourself? The next morning, my sister texted. He told me everything. Stay away from us. I froze. What everything? I called. No answer. I called again. Nothing. My parents jumped in an hour later, group text. We're disappointed in you, Ava. Let your sister have her happiness. Like I was some predator. Like I tried to rip her perfect wedding out from under her. Like I was disposable. I started to type back, to scream the truth, to break down every disgusting word he'd whispered to me. But then I stopped, deleted the draft, and sent one word instead. Done. Because if they could believe a stranger over me, if they could erase my loyalty in a single moment, then I could erase my support just as easily. I checked the loan paperwork that night. My sister and her fiancé's dream home was only possible because I co-signed, because my credit was spotless, because they begged me to help them qualify, saying I was part of this family forever. Funny how forever has an expiration date. I called the bank first thing Monday, removed myself as guarantor. Quiet, legal, no announcement. And 2 weeks later, their loan collapsed. The house deal fell through. No dream wedding backdrop. No perfect Instagram brag. I didn't gloat. Didn't text back. Didn't warn them. I just watched their cardboard moving boxes pile up on the curb like a gravestone to their own cruelty. Because if I was going to be cast as the villain, I'd play it. But on my terms. They found out on a rainy Thursday. My sister showed up at my apartment, mascara streaked, pounding on the door like the world was ending. I opened it calm, steady. She didn't even say hello. Did you do this? The bank says the guarantor pulled out. We lost the house, Ava. I studied her, hair frizzy, eyes wild, ring spinning on her trembling finger. No, I said carefully. You lost the house. Her jaw dropped. How could you be so heartless? You know we can't qualify without you. You promised to stand by me. I almost laughed. Like you stood by me? I asked. When your fiancé lied about what I supposedly did? She blinked, stuttering. He told me you. I cut her off. He lied. And you believed him. You told me to stay away. So I did. From your wedding. From your house. From everything. A storm rolled across her face, disbelief crashing straight into rage. You're punishing me? I shook my head. No. I'm protecting myself. You didn't want me near your fiancé? Your marriage? Your dreams? Fine. I'm gone. All the way gone. Behind her, thunder cracked. She tried again, voice breaking. Ava, please. We already gave notice on our apartment. We can't go back. We'll lose everything. And I felt nothing. Because for once, I wasn't the fixer. I wasn't the easy target. I wasn't the sister who'd swallow every insult and stay anyway. I was the girl who finally closed the door on all of them. I hope you find another guarantor, I told her softly. But it won't be me. She opened her mouth to protest, but no words came out. Because she knew. I wasn't bluffing. I wasn't coming back. I wasn't hers to lean on anymore. She turned away, shoulders shaking, swallowed by the rain. And for the first time in years, I felt a freedom so sharp it was almost holy. Because they taught me blood was thicker than truth. And I'd learned blood can drown you, if you let it. They tried everything after that. My mom called first. Her voice was ice wrapped in honey. Ava, enough drama. You know how hard they've worked for this house. I stayed silent, letting her fill the dead air. Family forgives, she added. Family also protects. Family also listens. Family doesn't hurl you to the wolves the second someone cries wolf. I finally answered calm. Mom, you sided with him without even asking me what happened. Her sigh rattled through the speaker. Sweetheart, men make mistakes, but your sister is your blood. You'd let her be homeless? I bit back a laugh. She told me to stay away. I'm just respecting her boundaries.
Click.
No goodbye. A day later, Dad tried a different tactic. You're better than this, Ava. You were always the reasonable one. And wasn't that the truth? The reasonable one. The reliable one. The guarantor. They never asked if I was okay. Never checked if I was lying awake, haunted by a man who tried to grab me and then flipped the story on me. I'd been their backbone for so long they forgot I could stand up for myself. So I repeated the same line. I'm done. Silence. And in that silence, I heard something break. Not me.
Them.
Their illusion. Their belief I'd always pick peace over self-respect. Because peace without self-respect is slavery in a prettier dress. I went for a walk that evening. Phone off. No one left to guilt trip me. And for the first time in forever, I let the quiet sink in. No begging. No justifying. No performing. Just me. Because they chose the liar.
And I chose me.
They moved back in with my parents. I heard through a cousin. No one told me directly, of course. Their lease had ended, their boxes stacked in my parents' garage, dreams of that suburban white picket fence life rotting on the driveway. The same cousin sent me a text. They're telling everyone you sabotaged their future. I stared at the screen, unblinking. Sabotage? Funny word, considering they nuked my name first, tried to paint me as the sister who couldn't keep her hands off someone else's fiancé. I typed back. They sabotaged me. I just stepped out of the blast radius. No reply. A week later, my sister emailed me. No apologies. No accountability. Just desperation. Ava, please. We can't stay with Mom and Dad forever. The wedding is in 4 months. How are we supposed to get another house loan that fast? We need you. Don't do this to us. Don't do this to us. Like I hadn't watched them do worse to me with zero hesitation. Like they hadn't publicly humiliated me, cut me out of every plan, every text chain, every family dinner. I read the message twice. Then archived it. No reply. Because I'd learned something vital these past few weeks. I was never family. I was funding. And the minute I refused to be their foundation, their entire fantasy crumbled. The next time I heard about them, it was from my aunt. They'd canceled the wedding venue, lost their deposit. My parents were devastated, but refused to let them stay rent-free more than a couple months. Actions meet consequences. I poured a glass of wine that night, standing on my tiny apartment balcony, watching the city glow. I felt no guilt, no gloating, just peace. They wanted me gone? I was gone. And so was their dream. It took another month for the panic to really hit them. I got a voicemail from my sister. Her voice shredded, tearful, practically unrecognizable. Ava, I'm begging you. Please. We'll lose everything. We can't stay here. It's humiliating. Mom and Dad are furious. Please just help us reapply. Just put your name back on the loan. I swear I'll never mention what happened again. My thumb hovered over the delete button, but I listened to the whole thing, because deep down I wanted to hear it. The sound of consequences crashing through her perfect little world. I poured myself tea, sat by the window, and thought about every night I'd replayed his voice. The way he'd leered, the way he'd grabbed me, and how they chose to call me the problem. This wasn't revenge. This was justice. I didn't owe them shelter. I didn't owe them a reputation. I didn't owe them one more ounce of me. I texted her back. 10 words. You said stay away. I'm honoring that. Take care. No more, no less. Minutes later, she replied. You're destroying this family. I smiled, because I'd finally seen the truth. They destroyed this family the moment they chose his lie over my honesty. I had only removed the last brick, and it felt good. Freeing. Final. I turned off my phone, wrapped up in a blanket, and let the quiet wash over me. They'd underestimated me for years. saw me as a reliable crutch. Useful but silent. Not anymore. They told me to stay away. I did. And now they could watch the walls collapse, without my hands holding them up. The fallout spread wider than I expected. Their wedding was postponed. Indefinitely. No house meant no fancy venue backdrop, no picture-perfect hosting space to impress her social circle. My sister tried to spin the story, of course. Played the victim. Posted cryptic captions. Family can betray you worse than strangers. Her friends asked what happened. I stayed silent. Because the best revenge is watching them unravel with their own half-truths. Meanwhile, my parents tried to smooth it over. Dad called, voice tired, as if I had exhausted him. Ava, you've made your point. Enough now. We're family. Family. That word again. It used to break me. It used to feel like a chain around my ribs, pulling me back into their mess. Not anymore. I replied evenly. You didn't believe me. You didn't protect me. So I protected myself. He sighed like I was a disappointment. And for once, I didn't flinch. Because there is nothing disappointing about surviving. That weekend, I visited an open house. For my dream condo. One I'd been saving toward for years, sacrificing vacations and parties so I could afford it. I toured the sunlit kitchen, the quiet bedroom, the tiny balcony with city views. A place I'd never have to share with a liar, a manipulator, or the people who defended them. I signed the application the next day. On my own. No guarantor. No cosigner. No safety net except the one I built by myself. It felt like drawing a line in permanent marker. I will never again buy my way into a family who does not value me. Let them rebuild their dream house some other way. I was building my home with walls no one could tear down. By spring, I was settling into my new place. Fresh paint, furniture chosen only by me, no secondhand opinions, no guilt, no forced gratitude. Just my name on the deed. My money. My choices. Meanwhile, their world kept shrinking. Word got out. Turns out lying about your own sister to protect a scumbag fiancé isn't a good look. My sister lost friends. Her fiancé's family started asking questions too. Why couldn't he close on a house? Why was there no wedding date? What exactly happened with that sister? I didn't say a word. The truth has a funny way of blooming without you watering it. My parents tried, one more time, to mediate. They showed up unannounced on my doorstep. I didn't invite them in. My mom started to cry. We miss you. You don't have to do this. You're being cruel. Cruel. That word used to gut me. They'd toss it at me whenever I dared stand up for myself. Whenever I asked to be heard. I looked her right in the eye. I'm not cruel. I'm done. My dad shook his head. Blood is blood, Ava. I smiled. You're right. And you bled me dry. They had nothing left to say. For once, no script. No manipulation. Just the echo of my front door closing behind them. And as I leaned against the wall, alone, I felt weightless. No fear. No shame. No doubt. Because they taught me my loyalty had to be unconditional. But I finally realized loyalty without honesty is just a leash. And I'd cut it. Summer came, and with it, a sense of calm I didn't recognize at first. No frantic calls. No guilt-soaked texts. No bargaining. Just silence. My sister's wedding? Cancelled. Her fiancé? Rumor was he'd moved out, once the fairy tale collapsed without a house to anchor it. And my parents? They retreated. No more attempts to force me back. Maybe they'd finally realized I was no longer the daughter who'd bend until I broke. In my new condo, I stood by the window one night, watching the city lights, and breathed deeper than I had in years. I thought about the girl who used to rush to fix every problem, paper over every crack, swallow every insult. She was gone. In her place was someone who didn't chase approval, didn't buy her seat at the family table with blind loyalty. I had built something no one could touch. Not just a home, but a boundary. And as for them, they were left to rebuild or not. That was their burden now. Their consequence. A notification pinged on my phone, an old friend from college inviting me to a housewarming party. They wrote, "Proud of you. You inspire me." I smiled. Not because I needed to be proud, but because I was. They tried to brand me as the villain, the jealous sister, the cruel daughter. But in the end, I was just a woman who refused to carry a lie, even if it meant setting the whole facade on fire. And from the ashes, I'd grown roots, strong and steady. So when people ask what happened to us, I say, they told me to stay away. I listened. And I never looked back.